Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam wabarakatuh.
My name is Triyani, and I'm going to review a film called Fury, which was released in 2014. This is a war film that takes a different perspective, many moral messages in it. Directed by David Ayer and played by Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, Logan Lerman, John Bernthal, and Michael Cera. Tells the story of five tank crew with their respective roles who are fighting tooth and nail against the Nazis. Set in April 1945 during World War II, Hitler declared total war. Every man, woman, and child joined the war, and at that time the quality of American tanks was less sophisticated than German tanks. In the middle of the battlefield, a Sherman-type tank named Fury is mourning because of the five American crew. Only four people remain and one has died. The four of them survived and returned to headquarters. They each have their young war nicknames: Boy Bible, Trini Godo, Daddy Kun S, John War Daddy, and a teammate who died named Frank. Even though War Daddy looked strong over the death of his crew, he actually kept the sadness and pain low. Then a man named Norman arrives who is asked to replace Brad as the assistant to the tank driver. The problem is Norman is a young soldier who has never been in a tank, never held a gun, has never killed anyone, and only joined the army 8 weeks ago as a driver. After that, several troops, including Wardaddy and his crew, were given a mission to meet with Baker Company and then take control of one of the cities in Germany. Wardaddy asked Norman to learn to shoot and be on standby to shoot anyone who was suspicious. Until finally Norman saw several children with guns in three bushes, but Norman was silent and finally made their tank leader on fire and all the crew inside. Then they arrived at Baker's company and Wardaddy met Captain Wagner. Captain Wagner asked Wardaddy to step the platoon trapped in the field. Only four tanks and a few troops left when they arrived at the battlefield with a line of tank strategy and other soldiers walking behind the tanks and war again. The five Fury crews have their respective job desk. Kurdo as a driver, Kun as with cannonballs, Bible for gunners, Norman for machine gun, and Wardaddy as the leader as well as the strategist. The field area has been occupied and there is one Nazi who is still alive disguised as an American soldier. Wardaddy also forces Norman to kill him. To kill or be killed, there was no other choice but to kill on the battlefield, and at the time both of them were in turmoil. Norman had begun to realize that purity of heart, religiosity, and fear would not save him. On the other hand, Wardaddy held back his fears because his humanity was shaken after forcing Norman to kill the Nazis. It turns out that Fury's crew is the only crew that has always been together, and it's all because of Wardaddy's toughness and care. Norman finally has the courage to shoot the Nazis. Wardaddy then Wardaddy then took Norman to a building where many officials got drunk and then committed suicide. There, Wardaddy also said that ideals is peaceful, history is violent. Here, Norman's heart is getting stronger. Then the four tanks are now heading to the intersection, but suddenly the effect is not from the anti-tank gun, but from the Tiger tank type, the most advanced German tank, and destroys one of the American tanks. Shot repeatedly, this Tiger tank was never destroyed until finally Jim's tank and Davis tank were completely destroyed. Now only Fury remains. Wardaddy asked Goddard to immediately turn the Tiger over and shoot him from behind, and finally they managed to defeat the Tiger tank. They reach in a They reach an intersection, but Fury's will is hit by a mine. Borghese asks Norman to stand guard on the trees on the opposite hill to monitor the situation, and before long Norman came back with Triyani and said he saw about 200 until 300 SS battalion soldiers walking towards them. Although there are no tanks, the SS is a large and dangerous military belonging to Germany. Borghese wants to look after Fury and complete the mission to guard the intersection, and Norman decides to stay with him as well as Diggle and Godot and also Prudence, and their final strategy begins. Fury is camouflaged as if it were a carcass. Before the final battle, the five of them decided to get Bram, including Bible and also Norman. Bible said his work deserved to be celebrated, and Norman now gets his word nickname, Machine. Until finally the SS soldiers arrive at the intersection. They attack each other until they run out of ammunition. The SS soldiers took the remaining stock of tank-destroying weapons, and what happened next? An S died. Because he was shot, Gorgo's grenade fell into the tank and he was killed by his Yao grenade. Wargadi asked Bible to get a grenade, but he was shot and died. Wargadi was also hit by an SS sniper shot that slithered over the ground. Wargadi is already dying and he apologized to Norman for not being able to last any longer. The SS soldiers have surrounded Fury, and now Norman wants to surrender. Wargadi didn't want Norman to give up, and he asked Norman to escape through the hatch under the tank. The young SS soldier noticed Norman's existence, but oddly enough he allowed Norman to leave. Norman is saved, however. There is an expression of disappointment from Norman towards himself who did not fight with his death. And at the end of the film, the Fury tank is shown in the midst of so many Nazi corpses. Okay, that's my presentation and my review film. Is there any question, guys? Do you have any question, guys?
Guys, please ask her. At least 3 of you need to ask her, okay?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I have a question for the presenter. What is the moral value that we can take from this film? Hello?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Let let me ask to the presenter, Triyani. Can you tell us what's your favorite scene in this film? Thank you so much. Before, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Triyani, I wanna ask you,
Yes, Mega.
why you choose this film to be reviewed?
Okay. Thank you, my God.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any question again, guys?
That's been four, so you can answer them all. It's enough for you.
Okay, I wanna answer the question from Juliana Sari. What is the moral of this film? I think Fury is not just about war and not about winning. This film is about humanity, brutality, stories, the past, philosophy of life, and human character that most people rarely have. As Bible says, with the most spiritual, we will be surprised at what humans can do to each other in war. In fact, in history, humans can lose their identity and turn into killing machines, forget their conscience, and become bloodthirsty towards their enemies. However, no matter how cruel and brutal humans are, there will always be a sense of humanity in this heart. I mean, uh, dan hal lain yang saya tangkap dalam film ini itu membunuh dalam perang itu bisa diartikan menyelamatkan ya. Jadi membunuh jelas tidak diperbolehkan dalam agama. Namun dalam perang ajaran agama seolah-olah tidak berbunyi. Maksudnya as we can see the characters uh, I mean, the reason for killing was raised to a higher plane. We kill not because of our self needs, so that only ourselves will remain alive. We kill so that our partners will also live, kill for life, kill to save others. As we can see, the characters in this film are neither protagonist or antagonist. Everything is relative, I think. Fight for many people, no matter who they are, and they can be heroes. It's clearly Juliana Sari. Are
Yes,
you
that's
get the point?
beautiful. Thank you, Ani.
I'm sorry. Okay, I wanna answer the question from Nova Anissa. Uh, what's the most the character I like the most in this film is War Daddy, the main character or the leader. We can say like that. Don't War Daddy call it because, as the name suggests, I see him as the figure of a father who guards his four children in the battlefield. A figure that is actually fragile, but he can cover it with toughness. We can see the real figure who is a family man when in scene with two German women and also normal. Yes, I really like him. Is that clearly, Nova?
Yes, Triyani, question. I can get the point.
Thank you, Nova. Mm, okay, I wanted to answer to a question from Anissa Nurjana. Uh, the scene I like in this film, the scene I like the most is where Morgedi takes Norman to a building where two German women are hiding. The scene was normal. The scene was normal, but I was really amazed that the acting of the actors really made us feel as if we were going into a war situation and it was so scary. But on the other hand, I can see how Teddy turned into John, a normal person who is calm and uh, pleasant enough, orang yang cukup menyenangkan. But of course, Unes, Bible, and Gordo didn't like it because whatever happened has happened. The war couldn't be stopped just for trying to blend in with the German people. Unes looks very harsh and Gorgetti's anger made the scene look very cold. This scene makes me want to watch it over and over again. I think that uh, it's clearly Anissa Nurjana.
Yeah, Triyani, I can get your point. Thank you so much for the answer.
You're welcome, Anissa. Okay, I wanna answer the question from Mega Astuti. Why I choose this film? I actually like action films, whether they are in war, comedy, or even horror genre. Action films are very challenging, and I actually don't like films that have a lot of small talk. I have watched quite a number of action films, and because this film also stars my favorite actor Brad Pitt. That's why I really like it. Then why did I choose this film? Because this film is so memorable even the first time I saw it. I saw this film not only a war film but also about solidarity and kinship. I love all the storylines, even every player has a very strong role. Uh, but I think the character of Wardeji is like a full father. Bible is like a good and obedient eldest son. Gordo is like a middle child who is often uh, who is often neglected. I mean, anak tengah yang sering diabaikan. Or Kun S is like the last child who is naughty and unruly. Meanwhile, Norman is an adopted child who is always bullied, but because of his kindness, his family slowly can take it. The film's interesting story makes me want to show it to you. That is my answer, Mega. You get the point?
Yes, I can get the point. Thank you, Triyani.
Okay, that's all my presentation today. Uh, Thank you so much for your attention. Nun wal kolami wa maistun. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.